Okay, so I know a lot of people are going to agree with me when it comes to this video. 343 Industries just released Halo Infinite, which came with some awesome reviews and had their biggest launch in the franchise's history. Even with all that, they still have a lot of problems they need to fix. Let's get into what is going on and how Halo needs to be fixed by Xbox and how they're breaking the silence of what's coming down the line this year. There's a lot to cover here, so let's get into this. Hey, what's up everyone? Thanks for stopping by and checking out the video. Remember to hit that subscribe button and that like button. The support is greatly appreciated. And if you want to be notified on future content, hit that small little bell icon. And if you want to go that extra mile to support the channel, hit that join button. All right, enough of that. Let's get into this topic that has been on my mind for some time now. I understand that most people that are here enjoy Halo Infinite and enjoy Xbox, yet that doesn't mean we can't demand better from the top franchise they have. A franchise that really took the gaming world by storm and truly defined multiple generations of games. Yet Halo Infinite, while still amazing in the single player aspect for me, is still lacking in the main attraction, which is the multiplayer. We've all seen the problems coming from no co-op to no multiplayer content for people to play with, all the way to Season 2 being held back until May of this year, and then seeing that features promised in Season 2 are going to be delayed even longer. The mess that 343 and Xbox created with this multiplayer launch really hindered the game's growth and legs that it could have. I know that's harsh to say, but it's the reality of the situation we're having, and it's something that Xbox seems to understand, but is being brutally honest about it. Here's what's being said by Joseph Staten along with Xbox. Halo Infinite's campaign co-op won't arrive with Season 2 in May. Halo Infinite's second season won't ship with online campaign co-op when it launches on May 3rd, 343 Industries announced. It's set to launch later during Season 2 with no word on an exact release date. Joseph Staten, the head of creative on Halo Infinite, says 343 is aiming to deliver campaign network co-op later in Season 2, but won't be bundling it at launch. It's unclear whether split screen and online campaign co-op will release simultaneously though, as Staten only mentions network co-op as slated for release during Season 2. Okay, so this is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to Halo's problems. I'm sorry to say, but not launching the game with co-op was a major red flag for a lot of people. Yet even with that, I played the entire campaign and did pretty much everything in the game plus multiplayer. I have over 1,000 achievement points in the game and I truly enjoyed what I was playing when it launched. The campaign to me was amazing. I loved it. Yet there was always this feeling that the game could have been so much better if I had a buddy with me. You know, the way I've always played Halo, with a friend. And don't get me wrong, I'm glad that Xbox is being upfront and putting things out there. They aren't hiding behind dates or postponing things later and kind of breaking the news to people when it's getting close to release. Instead, they're saying months in advance, hey, this isn't going to be around, sorry. In fact, let's get into what else is being delayed. It's going to take more time to land a high-quality, full-featured 4-player network co-op experience in the massive wide-open world of Halo Infinite, Staten explains in the post. We're also committed to a great 2-player split-screen co-op experience on all Xbox consoles, from the original Xbox One through Xbox Series X. The non-linear, wide-open sections of the campaign present some big challenges for split-screen that have taken us more time to solve. So while this does annoy me to some extent, I also understand what's being said here by Staten. They want to make a full-featured 4-player co-op experience in the first open-world game that Halo created. This brings new challenges they've never seen before, which is understandable. Yet for me, I can't help but take a step back and ask this simple question. Why wasn't this something planned during the creation of the game and the scope of the game when you were making it? Shouldn't co-op and multiplayer be the first and second most important aspects of this game? They have the gameplay down already and have it down for years. So why not focus on the most important parts like multiplayer and playing with your friends and making this a social aspect? Because no matter what anyone says, Halo has always been a social thing. It blew up because of multiplayer, and it became an icon franchise because of how many people it reached. Yet with this one, we got features taken away, and as the game goes on for months and months, those features are sorely missed. Especially something like Forge, which is talked about right here. Staten also provides an update on Forge, which is still on track for a Season 3 release. A small group of players is currently testing out the level editor, Staten says, with public flights planned for later this year. At launch, Season 2 will bring new arena, the big team battle maps called Catalyst and Breaker respectively, In addition to the much anticipated return of King of the Hill, Season 2 will also introduce 2 new game modes, Land Crab and Last Spartan Standing, which 343 describes as a free-for-all elimination mode. Now, I understand all of these sound awesome, and it's something I'm looking forward to. I can't help but feel a lot of these features should have been there at launch to provide a much more rich experience when it comes to multiplayer. It's something that Xbox truly needs to fix. The game has fallen off hard when it comes to its community. You almost can't get into a big team battle, which is something I personally ran into. Either it's a broken queue or maybe there's just not enough people. I don't know. And it's turned into a game that no one wants to play because they're literally done with everything in the game. It's not a good thing to have when you want a continued multiplayer experience for gamers to have. You can't take things away from people that are used to having that experience on your previous titles. And that's not all that's going on. It's announced that the lead multiplayer designer is actually leaving 343 Industries. So there's a lot of change coming down the pipeline when you look at the multiplayer aspect of the game. And that has been something that's like almost a secondary game. And it's something I've mentioned before. I've said that Xbox and Microsoft want to make Halo Infinite multiplayer into a new game basically, not have it tied to the single player. They can have 2 teams working on something at the same time and release them when they want to. It's why they released the multiplayer earlier than the single player, yet never in my wildest dreams did I think I would love the single player far more than I like the multiplayer. In fact, I would say that the single player is the main reason the game got the positive reviews it got. Don't get me wrong, for a solid month the multiplayer was taking over the gaming industry and everyone was on the Halo Infinite bandwagon. Yet after a botched Season 1 with bad progression and terrible customization, the game started to fall off. A lot of people were calling for 343 to give them any type of content just so they can continue to play the game, be it modes, maps, guns, co-op, new season, progression, basically anything. The game just didn't launch with the best type of multiplayer experience, which is just shocking to me considering we have amazing free-to-play multiplayer experiences out there they can learn from. Because for the longest time, the rumors going around was that the single player experience of the game was in development trouble. It was having trouble getting everything together. Yet when you look at the single player experience, the main thing that was missing was the co-op. The open world was amazing, the story was pretty decent, and the gameplay stood out like crazy. But the most important aspect of that game was that the open world experience was a perfect fit for the Master Chief. Yet it was the multiplayer that struggled to keep people's attention, struggled to keep people playing it, and struggled to keep people interested in the progression, which was tied to tasks you had to do. It was a really weird launch that a lot of people didn't see coming. And I know most people will attack me for this, but I have to be honest with this. Xbox has one of the biggest franchises in the history of gaming with Halo, yet they haven't brought out a full-fledged Halo that makes everyone go crazy. Halo 4 had an awesome single player, but a terrible multiplayer. Halo 5 had an awesome multiplayer, but a lackluster single player. And now Halo Infinite has a damn good single player and a very lackluster multiplayer. Not to mention the missing features and the bugs that are attached to the multiplayer. I understand everything is being worked on, but it's obvious that this team needed more time and Halo Infinite needs a lot of content updates. No matter what, every single update is going to be looked at with a fine-tooth comb. That's if people are still playing this game. Because the biggest problem Halo Infinite has is the massive competition that's already out there in the multiplayer market. There's a lot of multiplayer games out there doing things far better in every aspect. Let's hope Halo joins that type of execution and that type of content, because that's exactly what they need if they want to stay relevant for the next several years before they bring out their next Halo. But enough of what I think about all this. Tell me what you think about this. Do you agree with the Halo concerns? Is Halo Infinite multiplayer in trouble? When will we get co-op in the single player campaign? Are you excited for more content? Do you think Halo Infinite should have been delayed? Go down below and let me know. And I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please hit that subscribe button and that like button to support us at the channel more than you know. And give me a follow on Twitter at Zalker87. I'm always on there talking games and sharing my latest videos. Plus, I love interacting with everyone there, so get on Twitter and let's talk about gaming. Also, follow me on Xbox Live. My gamer tag is Zalker87, just like my channel name. See what games I'm playing, and let's compete in achievements for the month. So right now, I've been just playing Elden Ring like crazy. I think I have over 70 or 80 hours in that game. I can't stop playing it. It's one of the best best games I've ever played. And I'm not even talking about, oh, one of the best games this year or the last 10 years. I'm talking about in my life. I undoubtedly love this game. It is up there with StarCraft, Gears, God of War, World of Warcraft, all those games that I have in like my darling category that I can always play no matter what. I love it. I think it's one of the best games I've ever played. The open world's insane. The game has so much content. It's incredible. I really recommend everybody check it out because no matter what, it is such a great game and you're going to have so much fun with it. And for 60 bucks, you're getting some of the best content I've ever seen in the game, especially a single player game. But let me know what you're playing. Are you playing something on your Xbox Series X, your PS5, or are you on your PC? Let me know down below because that's what we're here for, is to talk games. And that's all for now. Thanks for watching, and until next time, remember, enjoy your gaming. Later.